here in California, it's like eight something.
Yes, and they don't play.
Yeah, they don't play.
You miss a payment, like, you get a notice, like, immediately. You miss a second payment, you get another notice. You miss that third payment, they talking about levy. What? They talking about levy my account? Don't touch that account, okay?
Hey guys, welcome back to NEMT Van Talks. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Monica.
And we're the owners of an NEMT business based here in California. Now, we have been getting several messages like, I already have an LLC. Do I do a DBA or do I form another LLC?
That's a good question. And to be honest, there are drawbacks on both. Like, there are pros and cons for both options. So let's talk about it.
Our viewers may not know what an LLC is, Monica.
So you want me to tell them what an LLC is?
Yeah.
So an LLC is a legal structure offering liability protection and management flexibility.
Yeah, yeah. So limited liability corporation.
Yes.
Yep. When you think about LLCs, I think about a great way to protect your personal assets.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's a big one, especially when dealing with, if you have a business that's like high risk, right? Because transportation is high risk. So you definitely want to protect your home, your cars, your investments, right? So I would definitely, I think LLCs are great.
Yeah. With an LLC, I think about, you know, being flexible with taxes, right? So like, you can have an S Corp or you can do sole proprietorship with an LLC. So you have so many other ways that you can structure your LLC, which could be beneficial for you when you're filing your taxes.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that because I own an LLC as well outside of MJ Reliable Transportation. So that does make a big difference.
It makes a difference.
Also, you know, professionalism, right? Like, we're operating a transportation company, so you definitely want to present yourself as, you know, professional.
Yeah.
It gives you that credibility, you know? And
then also, too, with LLCs, ownership. You can have more than one owner. Like, some people, you know, think about, like, when you're going in partnership, when you're having a partner, you can have more than one owner with an LLC. And another thing I just kind of throw out there as well, because we hear this all the time with LLCs, if people think it's so difficult to start an LLC, you know,
to set it up.
Yes, to set it up. Of course, you need to do your own research. And if you're just not savvy enough to do it, of course, you can hire third parties or other individuals to do it on your behalf. But I always encourage people, whether you know how to set it up or not, you still should invest and just learn and educate yourself about what is an LLC, how do I structure one, and know and just know more about it, and just instead of having someone paying someone to do it for you, right?
Because those companies charge like $500, $600, $700.
And it's your business. And then there's yearly maintenance on LLC. So you just don't establish an LLC. It's like, okay, I have it, I'm done. No, it doesn't work that way. There's yearly maintenance that you have to do in order to keep your LLC active. So
yeah. And just to dive into some of the disadvantages that are associated with the LLC.
What?
The cost.
Oh, I know.
So here in California, it's like eight something.
Yes, and they don't play.
Yeah, they don't play.
You miss a payment, like, you get a notice, like, immediately. You miss a second payment, you get another notice. You miss that third payment, they talking about levy. What? They talking about levy my account? Don't touch that account, okay? That is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, business is business.
I know, but why you gonna levy my account?
Girl,
about $800.
If a facility ain't paid you when they supposed to pay you, if you could levy them, you ain't gonna levy them?
I wish I could.
Yeah, exactly.
I probably would.
Exactly. But another thing is, a lot of people get intimidated by all the paperwork that's associated with the LLC because there is a lot of paperwork.
Yeah. And then also too, the rules are different across
Yeah.
the state. So one state may be different from the next state. And so again, that's why we tell you always need to do your own research on your particular state, because your state may be different from my state, and my state may be different from your state. So it all depends.
So Monica,
What's up?
if I want to form an LLC for my new business, what website should I go to?
Oh, you should visit your state government website. So whatever
Secretary of State website.
Yeah.
So
Why are you giving me trick questions?
I was just trying to help them out because I know they might be curious. But
they should
each state, like ours is the what? Secretary
of State.gov for California. So when you Google it, and make sure, that's a good point though, make sure when you're Googling your state's website, it says .gov at the end.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of times you click on those little different third-party websites, like they're trying to get your business and you think you're on your state's website and you're not. So just make sure that you see that .gov at the end of the website.
Now diving into DBA. I actually used to own a DBA.
You did. You sure did.
Years ago, guys, I used to own an online boutique, and I did a DBA. I went to my county clerk's office, and I found my DBA. I had to run the name of my business in the newspaper. I did all that stuff. But that was for very low risk business. I would never do a DBA for transportation. I just wouldn't. That's my personal preference. I know some of you may think otherwise, but it was so simple. At the time I was so young, so I know if the young me could have done it then I'm sure you guys can. So it would be a breeze for you. So
why did you decide to go with the DBA at that time? Like, what was the purpose of you just saying, okay, I'm gonna do a DBA instead of just doing an LLC? Like, do you remember?
Like I said, I was young. I didn't know any better. I didn't come from a whole line of entrepreneurs in my family. So me doing my own independent research at the tender age of 17, 18, right? Well, probably a little older. But I didn't know anything about a LLC or corporation. I just did a little research. It said DBA, and it looked simple. It was inexpensive, and so I went and found my DBA.
So you did like you had Jasmine DBA as whatever your business.
Yeah, I sure did. And for those that don't know what DBA means, it means doing business as. So, yeah, I did and it was under my social security number. Cringe, right?
Yeah, so those are the things that you have to think about too when you are doing DBAs. Like, who's at risk?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're still using your social security number, not an EIN number. You're using where you were using your social security number.
And that's why I wouldn't do it for transportation, because look at we're transporting workers' comp patients, girl. Like those patients are already suing their employer or whatever for
get you.
Yeah. So
makes sense. Makes sense. No. I agree.
So the advantage of having a DBA is it's simple. Like I said, if 18-year-old Jasmine could go and file that DBA at the county clerk's office, so can you.
Yeah, it was low risk for you.
Yeah,
easy.
It was easy. There wasn't a whole lot of paperwork.
How much did it cost? Was it cost effective?
I don't remember. I know for sure it's under $50.
Okay.
So $50 compared to that $800 for that LLC. It just really depends on where you're at financially,
Yeah.
Like I said, I would not recommend a DBA for transportation, but if that's kind of like, it's either we'll see. I'm against that too, because I was gonna say if it's like if this is like the biggest barrier that's standing in your way of starting, I would just say okay, go ahead and do that DBA. But no,
it's too much risk,
if you don't have the money, the capital to start the business, right? Then you shouldn't even. You need to hold off,
right? But here's the thing, though. When we get that question, people always ask too. Well, I have an LLC. Do you think I should start another business or do a DBA with the business I already have? You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, again, you have to kind of weigh things out. Like, first of all, what type of LLC do you already have in place? Is it something like does both businesses have something in like similar together where it's an easy transition where you
Well, I'll give you an example of one. People always have trucking businesses, or they have home healthcare businesses, and they're looking to do transportation, NEMT.
Yep. And so they say, I have a home healthcare business, I want to do a DBA, a second arm to it. But what are your thoughts about that? Like, would you start just a second LLC? I know I probably would, but
yeah, especially if that trucking business or if that home healthcare business is thriving, and you got employees under there, you got assets, I would not do a DBA because if you do the DBA, start the NEMT business, like it still falls under that legal entity, that umbrella. So if a client sues your NEMT business, then your other assets that are under that umbrella
are at risk.
That healthcare, your home care business, your trucking business would be at risk. So why not just form another LLC, separate, so that you can protect and your assets from your other company.
Yeah, people think that's probably the easiest way to do it. Well, I already have an LLC, let me just do a DBA to start this other business. But you're right, you have to think about the risk, and in any business you always have to weigh the risk, but you have to just think about it and don't just look at, well, this is the easiest way for me to get started, but you want to weigh out the pros and cons of doing both. What makes sense?
You definitely want to make sure that whatever business structure you decide to go with, that it aligns with your long-term goals.
Yeah, I agree. But what we want you to do is comment below with your business structure. What are you currently doing in your business now? We would love to hear from you. But also, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, especially if you want more business tips, more ideas. We would love to bring that to you.
Yeah, and I'm curious, did you guys decide to go with LLC, corporation, or DBA? If so, why? Let's have that discussion down in the comment section. So till next week.
Yep.
We'll see you.
Ciao.